Mr. Bouchard, for your very first interview as candidate, can you tell us why you're qualified to be governor?
Well, that is a good question.
In other words, could you tell us why you think you would do a better job than the incumbent?
I think I need to be nominated first, don't I?
Of course. But seeing as the chair of the party called you himself, your nomination is virtually assured.
Randall Rockwell, the Buxton Beagle.
Yes, we know.
You run a saloon in a small town. Are you ready for the big city? The world of sharp-elbowed politics. You've made it clear how much you love it here. So why would you ever want to leave Hope Valley?
I don't want to leave Hope Valley. But sometimes sacrifices must be made. Now, the current Governor Balfour insists that he's working for the greater good, when in fact he wants to destroy small and vibrant towns from Hope Valley to Rock Creek. So I don't want to run. I have to run.
There's a quote. The reports are you're engaged to be married to a lovely school teacher.
Yes, that is correct. I mean that I'm engaged to be married. But also, yes, she is lovely.
The candidate's personal life is not the subject of the interview, gentlemen.
After you're married, will you two be moving into the governor's mansion in Capital City? If you're elected, of course.
I should think so, yes. We would like to be together no matter what happens.
Certainly, it's too soon to be thinking that far ahead.
Certainly. I don't want to talk about my future. I would like to talk about our future. So, if anyone has any further questions on that.
Mr. Bouchard! Mr. Bouchard! Anything you want to say to Governor Balfour?
Well, you came to my town. Now I'm coming to yours.
Mr. Bouchard, one last question, please.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of like this interview because I want to hear it from Lucas' side, right? But then again, I want to hear it from Elizabeth's side too. So hopefully that conversation will happen soon between the two. Like, I totally get Lucas. Like, I trust him. Like, he wants to stay in Hope Valley. He wants to be with Elizabeth. And I'm afraid to see his heart broken by Elizabeth soon. But yeah, I trust him. Like, he does want to stay in Hope Valley. But unfortunately, this circumstance that technically he brought himself into, he was just trying to save Hope Valley and the other towns as well, but it's just the circumstance of it, and like it's so bad. Like, if he doesn't run against Balfour in this election, like, there is no hope left for these towns that, you know, doesn't want to become a city just yet. Like, they just want to be themselves. They don't want any invasion from big city folks and so forth. So it's just Lucas is making that sacrifice for a lot of people, not only in Hope Valley, but Rock Creek and other towns, and he doing this for the greater good. And unfortunately, with that comes with a risk of losing his happiness with Elizabeth. Yeah, again, this sucks. But it's nice to hear what Lucas is thinking about, you know, like in regards to his future with Elizabeth. And everyone in Hope Valley knows that Elizabeth would never leave Hope Valley. So I think they starting to have a sense of like where their relationship stands, like, maybe the wedding will not happen. So it sounds like with the timing of everything, looks like the election result would be before the wedding. So I guess that's a good thing, because, you know, that will kind of like determine, like, does Elizabeth want to move with Lucas?
Well done, old chap. Top notch.
I talked too much, didn't I? And I was making jokes when I should have been serious. What?
You were wonderful.
I was?
I believed you. I looked around at people's faces and they were moved.
But
Me moving to Capital City? I know these interviews aren't easy, and he put you on the spot, but we really need to discuss things like that together.
you're right. I'm sorry. I just was nervous and words started falling out of my mouth. And I think, well, when you said you were okay with me running, I thought that would mean you're okay with me winning. And if I do win, it means moving to Capital City for 4 years. I assumed you and little Jack would come with me. I can't imagine being apart for that long. Could you?
Of course not. I just hadn't thought that all the way through. And when I try to think about it, I guess I try not to think about it.
Well, I haven't won yet.
We have to make sure you do.
Could it be any other way? Besides Lucas losing Elizabeth forever, like, there had to be somebody, you know? But poor the writers are making this happen. I love how Lucas said, I haven't won yet. And it's just kind of like a small ounce of hope, you know? Like, you know, maybe he would not win and he stay with Elizabeth. Anyway, but it just showed that he doesn't want to give up on his relationship with Elizabeth just yet. Like, I haven't won, like, we still like 3 weeks away. Like, we still have some time to think about it and to finalize our decision. You know, I think he's like, just wait until the result and then we can decide, finalize our decision about our future. He really doesn't want to give up on Elizabeth, little Jack. He doesn't want to give up on his future with them. But he wants them to come with him to Capital City if he does win. It's not like he doing this election like in a arrogant way. He doing this to save Hope Valley and the other towns, and he still want the best of both worlds. Like, he want to win this election and marry Elizabeth and be with her and little Jack. He wants them in his future. He doesn't want to jump too far ahead, but at the same time, Elizabeth, like, she is making the right move to start talking about this, the future, and, you know, what if this happened? How about if the other way around happens, you know? But if Lucas doesn't win, though, Elizabeth still needs to tell him the truth about her feelings for Nathan, you know? Like, she cannot get away. Like, she already have that red flag on, like, she already have a target on her back. Like, Elizabeth, like, you're not going anywhere. Like, if he wins, maybe you can, like, sneakily, you know, break up with him without telling him about Nathan. But if he doesn't win, right, you don't look happy in getting ready for the wedding. So, like, either way, like, Elizabeth need to tell Lucas about Nathan. You know what I mean? So it's just like, there's no escape here, Elizabeth. There's no chance for her to avoid the bigger question, which is her potential feelings for Nathan. Yeah, it's breaking my heart, though. You can see on Lucas' face, like, he really doesn't want to give up on his future with Elizabeth. It's gonna break his heart. I think Hope Valley changed him in a positive way. It brought him so many blessings and opportunities and finding the love of his life, who is Elizabeth in Hope Valley. So, yeah, like, oh my goodness. Now, I haven't watched episode 12 yet, but now I'm like, okay, I feel like they're gonna, like, leave us on the cliffhanger and we find out the election result next season. But either way, Elizabeth, like, she cannot get away with it, you know what I mean? Like eventually, like, I think she had to tell Lucas, like, I really don't want to marry you and I want to be with Nathan, you know? Even though that would suck, but it's just like, she cannot get away with it. She can't. On the positive side, I just love Lucas' humbleness. She's like, did I talk too much? Like, it reminds me of a particular someone, you know, like, Lucas, he is not a politician. He is a normal guy. He's a businessman, and he seemed to have that mentality, that perspective of, like, give what the people want, like don't turn your back on them, he's the people voice, so it's very refreshing to have Lucas in this election against a crooked politician. And it's very cute though how Elizabeth, supports him. Like she does support him, even though it's really breaking her heart. Like, okay, it's just the end of us, the beginning of the end of them, and she like, you did great. Like, a lot of people are liking you. Like you have like a solid fandom behind your back supporting you. Yeah, like. This is a big thing for Lucas. Like, he's a great guy. Like, I would support him too, but I just don't like how it's taking away Elizabeth from him.
I remember you almost left once before, right when I was starting school. So glad you didn't.
Emily.
Guess it would be silly to think a card would convince you to stay twice.
Thank you. Nothing is decided yet. There's a big election first. But I promise you, if ever I have to go away, I'll make sure you get a teacher who's even better than me.
There's no one better than you.
Emily.
There isn't. Oh.
Seriously. They have to add to the drama, the suspense. I totally get it, but at the same time, I'm like, great. Like, I mean, like, I understand, like, of course she's a great teacher, but at the same time, like, I'm more concerned for Lucas and Elizabeth. Like, that's more important. Like, they need to be together. Yeah, I just don't like to see Elizabeth and Lucas break up, Lucas move away, Elizabeth stay in Hope Valley with little Jack, and that will open the door for Nathan. I don't want to see that happen, but it looks like we're going that way for now.
What's this?
Cooper has something for you, Lucas.
Go ahead, Coop.
I started making it for Mr. Cunningham.
When he heard you were running instead, he wanted you to have it.
I don't know what to say.
Say you'll beat Governor Balfour.
I will certainly do my best. Minnie, I must say I've learned a lot from you. You always seem to put people first, and it's inspiring. As a matter of fact, you all do.
Don't sell yourself short. I've come across a lot of people in my time. You can spot the ones who genuinely care. Look at what you did with the community dinners, how you grew the hot springs. You care, and that matters. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Minnie, for everything.
God bless.
Thank you, Joseph.
Wow, Mama, the future governor just said he learned a lot from you.
Yeah, that was pretty great, Mama.
We all learned a lot, especially.
Good eye, Governor.
Honey.
Aw, is everyone doing jars? People won't stop putting money in mine. It's hurting the tips, but the staff isn't complaining.
That's very, very generous.
Well, we're all behind you. So when do you leave?
Tomorrow. Last train on Overnight Express. And then right to the convention floor to accept the nomination.
Wow. I'll miss you around here.
You know, like, I was wondering how you'd feel about watching the place while I'm gone.
Of course.
Thanks. You've been a great right-hand man, and an even better friend.
You too. Now, go put this to good use.
There was a sweet moment between Mike and Lucas. While Lucas is already leaving the next day to accept a nomination in Capital City, I assume. But Minnie spoke the truth. I loved what she said. It's true though, even though it sucks. Both Elizabeth and Lucas. Yeah, I just love Lucas. He is always humble, always nice, and always thoughtful. And I'm gonna miss him if he gets lesser scenes in season 11, and if God forbid, Chris Manali, leave the show. But I wouldn't blame him if his character Lucas, gets less appreciation, lesser scenes in season 11. Depending on, what they decide, to do with his character in season 11. I think Aaron Clayco said that he would still be in season 11, but the next question is, like, how many scenes he will be in season 11. Like, is he gonna be a big character in season 11, or is he gonna get downgraded to a supporting role, a recurring role instead of a main role in the show. Yeah, I love Lucas, and that's one of the reasons why I started the Teacup Trail and why I named it the Teacup Trail, just to celebrate who Lucas is and his love for tea and him and his teacup. We haven't seen him with a teacup in like a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna miss him, especially if he will be, away from Hope Valley and not be in season 11 as much as he is in season 10.
Hi. Allie's already gone for the day.
I actually came to talk to you.
Oh.
I know you have a lot going on right now, but I wanted to talk to you about moving to Capital City.
Nathan.
Because just yesterday you told me how you never wanted to leave Hope Valley.
And I don't.
So then why are you going?
Well, he hasn't won yet.
But what if he does?
Then the valley is saved, and that's all that matters right now.
That's not all that matters.
He's our only chance. And if Lucas wins, then he and I will figure it out.
And then what? What about teaching? What about these kids? I mean, is this what you want?
Nathan, this is bigger than me.
Elizabeth, you make a difference here. I'm asking you to be honest with yourself. Is this what you want?
What other choice do I have?
Elizabeth, what do you want?
What I want is for him to win. So I'm leaving with him tomorrow night. And we're gonna campaign and go to the convention and if he wins, then I guess we're moving to Capital City.
Well, I hope it makes you happy. Be safe.
I really don't want to finish this now. WTF. I'm sorry, but WTF. I'm not gonna say it word for word, but WTF. Like, what the? The safer way. What the heck? Oh my gosh. I was like expecting that in episode 12, but we only in episode 11, and I'm like, oh my god, it's already happening. okay, Nathan, she still has feeling for Elizabeth. Like, okay, you basically like kind of like indirectly told her you still have feeling for her. Like, okay, like like all of a sudden he had the gut and confidence to do that. Like, why didn't he do that back in season 7 and 8? Anyway, well, the writer's fault. The writer making this happen. I totally get it. Like Nathan is like putting Elizabeth in her place. Like you gotta be honest with yourself, which is true, which is I have been talking about since who knows when, what episode it was. Like Elizabeth, like you gotta be honest with yourself, and you gotta like tell Lucas the truth. The way that she reacted, her facial expressions, and her emotion in the scene, I'm like, she really doesn't want to leave Hope Valley, and she really doesn't want to be with Lucas, even though that's very hurtful for me to say, breaking my heart, but it shows where she stands. Like, Elizabeth, like, stop lying to yourself, and stop lying to Nathan and Lucas. Yeah, she doesn't want to leave Hope Valley, and I'm afraid that she doesn't want Lucas. I think she wants to be with Nathan, and I think that what Nathan was trying to do, like, kind of like force her, but kind of like encouraging her in a forceful way, like admit that you want to be with me, but she didn't say it because then, you know, if you say it out loud, you know, it becomes real, and she doesn't want to cheat on Lucas, but she already is. Like, she already emotionally cheating on Lucas with Nathan. Yeah, and Nathan had the gut to do this to her in the scene, and I'm like, dude, like, she's still engaged to Lucas. Yeah, I don't know how Lucas gonna take it. Like, it's kind of like, don't date your friend ex, you know what I mean? That's how I feel. I'm like, don't break the brother code. Yeah, this is not good. Like, if Nathan still had feeling for Elizabeth, like, he had the right to, but like don't like give her like googly eyes, or you know, be like physically close to her. You know what I mean? I know it's hard, but like don't give her those signs. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's it's just not right. Like, I think it's so bad. I think it's so worse to, you know, for Nathan to steal her away from Lucas when she is engaged. I think that is worse than, you know, if she was just dating Lucas, you know, like, she is engaged. Like, that's like close to a marriage. Like, dude. But yeah, in a way, Nathan is stealing Elizabeth from Lucas. But I think the bad blood is more on Elizabeth, because she is monkey in the middle, and you know, she needs to make it right. She really does. Wow, I'm still like pissed off and very intense from that scene. I was just like not expecting that. I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, but I think I spoiled myself. I think Elizabeth not gonna go on that train. Yeah, I think I saw that picture online. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she changed her mind. But Nathan also made a good point. Like, you have like a solid life here. You are a great teacher. What about these kids? But on the other hand, I'm like, what about me, Nathan? You know, like, you can see it. Like, not about the kids, but about Allie and about Nathan himself, and it putting a lot of pressure on Elizabeth.
Sweetheart? Everything okay?
Yes. No. If I hadn't written that article about Lucas, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Don't you do that. It was not your fault.
I'm proud of him. I am, but if he wins, what does that mean for Elizabeth and little Jack? I kind of thought he would turn it down. Maybe I just hoped.
Right now, he's the only one that can do this. And if I'm being honest, I'm not surprised he said yes. And I'm grateful he did.
No offense to Rosemary and Lee, like everyone in Hope Valley wanted him to run, you know. I do believe that it put a lot of pressure on Lucas, but like Lee said, like Lucas is a great guy and he will do anything to protect his people. So of course he said yes to running in this election. Rosemary, I totally understand where she is coming from. Like she feels for Elizabeth and little Jack, and she did tell Elizabeth this season, like I cannot imagine, you know, not having you next door. So it's breaking Rosemary's heart too, you know, and the fact that Elizabeth is going on that train ride tomorrow with Lucas to accept the nomination and start the campaign run. Yeah, it's a big change for everyone in Hope Valley.
Don't get your trousers dirty.
Allie and little Jack are still catching lightning bugs. Can't get them to come inside.
I feel bad for them. For the bugs. They don't stand a chance.
How's it coming?
As far as nomination acceptance speeches go, could be better, could be worse. You have any tips?
Oh, well, what I always tell my students is to write things that feel true.
To write from the heart?
Something like that. What if I come with you tomorrow?
Really?
We could work on your speech on the train.
Elizabeth, that would be incredible. But after our conversation yesterday, I'm just not sure how you're feeling, and I don't know that this is what you want.
I want to make it work. I want to be there with you when you win.
Can little Jack come too? Or he could come later if that's easier. Bill, I've heard, is planning a trip to Capital City. Maybe he could bring him. And if I do win, we could all move into the governor's mansion together as soon as we're married.
Lucas.
I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I should focus on the campaign first.
Yes. Maybe we just take things one step at a time.
I think that's a good idea.
We have a big trip ahead of us. You need to rest, and I should pack.
I need to pack, too.
You still haven't packed?
I haven't. That would make all this real. But I suddenly feel much lighter. I'm really, really happy that you'll be by my side.
Me too.
Good night.
Good night.
I don't blame Lucas for thinking ahead, you know, like he wants to be prepared, you know, if he wins or if he doesn't win. I think Elizabeth really doesn't want to let go of Lucas, you know. She knows that he's a great guy and they have the great thing together as a couple, but the writers forcing her to become not like herself and have these doubts and second thoughts about, you know, do I want Lucas or Nathan? The love triangle again. But I do like how she wants to be there for him and how she's willing to put time aside to be with him and go on that train ride tomorrow. And he was so happy, like literally happy. He still respects her. He's like, are you sure? Like, you know, there's a big thing that is happening that is affecting the both of us and our future possibly. And he doesn't want to take her away from little Jack, and very thoughtful of him to ask her about little Jack, like, you know, should we take him now or later? She wants him to win, but at the same time, she doesn't want him to win because she doesn't want to move out of Hope Valley. That's tough because when you do get married, you have to decide, you know, where should we live, you know, like, should we do this or that, and one of them have to sacrifice, right? And Elizabeth doesn't want to sacrifice, so unfortunately, Elizabeth, you gonna lose Lucas. I think it gonna look bad on her, honestly, because not only will she break off the engagement to Lucas, but I'm afraid that she will go to Nathan and, gossip, like, people would be like, what? Like, from Lucas to Nathan. But like Nathan said, like, do what makes you happy. And I think that's still important, like, to everyone, like, do what makes you happy, be with someone that makes you happy. Like, I totally get that. I guess she's going with Lucas. He was very happy about it, and the way that Lucas looked back to Elizabeth after he said goodnight, I was just like, I'm gonna miss you, dude. Like, I'm gonna miss you being Elizabeth lover. Like, dude, like, you're better than Nathan. Yeah, that's my honesty. But, yeah. Shake my head. Like, why don't they pick Nathan in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, this is so wrong.
Thought I saw your light on. What are you doing up? Is Goldie having a tough night?
Oh, no. She's a dream. It's Lee. I always know when he's stressed. Snores like a bear. I think we're all worried in our own way. What are you looking at here?
Just some old photos.
Oh.
My first class.
Oh, these faces. You haven't changed a bit.
You need to go back to bed.
So what's keeping you up? Elizabeth? What is it?
I told Lucas I would go with him tomorrow night to the campaign.
Oh. Okay.
Would it be all right if little Jack stayed with you for a few days? I think he'd like that.
Of course. So you're going on the campaign? And then after?
I'm not sure. I hadn't planned on going, but people just kept asking me what I want.
What do you want?
I don't know. I can't imagine leaving Hope Valley or living in Capital City, living that life. But as Lucas's wife-to-be, how could I not go with him? I'm trying. My heart just doesn't seem to want to follow. Am I doing the right thing by going?
Only you can answer that.
I just don't know how I feel about leaving or the wedding. I thought it made the right choice. It was secure and comfortable
and safe.
Safe. I was just so afraid of getting hurt again. But I don't think I was listening to my heart. And now it's become louder and louder and I just don't know what it's trying to say.
I think you do. No matter what you decide, I will always be here for you. Always.
really like knowing you can see my light on. Oh, honey.
If she said the word safe in season 7 before she decided Lucas or Nathan, like, I would totally understand. But hearing her say that right now, I'm just like, seriously? And this is whencallstheheart. Like, this is just so wrong. Like, having this happen, like, you know, investing a lot of time in Lucas and Elizabeth, and then roughly change it to Nathan and Elizabeth. It's just so wild and unexpected and illegal, I would say. I don't know what happened behind the scene, but I think it's just messed up. Like, I know these things can happen, especially in real life, but it's just the principle behind it, like, you know, picking on Lucas and investing a lot of marketing and publicity, like Lucas and Elizabeth, and now it's, you know, shifting to Nathan and Elizabeth. And the fact that Elizabeth character changed so much, I would say, in season 10 when it comes to her love life, I was just like where in the hell like did this, you know, this come from, you know, where this came from? Because the end of season 9 had a different vibe, and it had a better vibe than the entire season 10. And I just don't like her sense of judgment, like her sense of knowing right and wrong, and it's just her character. I think it's just a freaking downfall in season 10. Not sorry saying for these bad words, but this is truly how I feel. And Rosemary, like, I totally get it. She's there for her friend and supporting her. Some people say that Rosemary changed a lot. I was afraid that she's gonna say, "Oh, pick Nathan," you know. But in this scene, she just kind of like had back a little bit, like, Elizabeth, like, you have to figure this out on your own. Like, I cannot say it for you. Like, you have to decide. You have to say the word. It's just so messed up. Like, so messed up. It's just the principle behind it. Like, how this happened. It's just so wrong. And honestly, I don't know if I can watch season 11. Yeah, like, I don't know if any of you guys watch Lucabeth Lounge. I haven't even watched the last episode just yet, because first, I don't want to spoil myself, but second, I know they're mad too, and I'm sure they ranted a lot on the last episode. Yeah, it's just, I think. And also, I heard that episode 12, Lucas wasn't in it that much. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, this is so messed up. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys already know, ever since episode 5, that's how I complained about Elizabeth's character. Unfortunately, she does have to decide, and she does have to do what makes her happy, even though we all know, like, this is the showrunner, the writers, whoever, you know, that hasn't feel like, even though, you know, whatever happens in the show happened, but at the same time, like, this is, you know, the show decision to go this way, so we should blame on them too. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm just like, I don't know, like, it's so it's so wrong. Like, if they picked Nathan in the first place, honestly, I probably will deal with it. I would. But since they picked Nathan right now compared to season 7 or whatnot, like, I don't want to bother watch season 11. And there's only episode 11, and I have one more episode after this. I'm like, yeah, Elizabeth needs to figure out her trap and sort it out before the end of the season. And I'm sure with me watching episode 12, I would hopefully get a better sense of where season 11 is going. Yeah, Lucas deserved better.
Hi.
Hi. I think that I am all set and ready to go. I just, I'll just feel surreal. I can't believe this is actually happening. Can you?
I don't know what to believe. Lucas, I want to tell you.
It's time for us to leave. Sorry, we should get going.
Oh.
Good luck, sir. Thank you.
Please don't lose.
Do my best.
Good luck, Lucas.
Thank you.
We believe in you.
Thank you, Molly.
Take care.
I forgot to mention earlier, that picture of Lucas, Elizabeth, little Jack behind Lucas' office chair. Like, it's always like get my attention every time we see Lucas in his office. And now he put that picture in his suitcase, a bag, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm falling apart. Like, it's so sad. He just doesn't know it yet, you know. And then Elizabeth came, and bad timing. She trying to say it to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, when's she gonna say it to him? Yeah, my heart is already breaking for Lucas. Like, he's gonna be so sad.
Edwin says that there's a park across the street from the headquarters. We can hold our first rally there. What do you think?
I think that sounds like the perfect campaign stop.
He says then we started barnstorming the surrounding counties. Elizabeth, I think I can do this. I want to help the people. I want to fight for what's right. And I want to make a difference in this world. I want to thank you for being by my side. That's us.
Lucas. I can't go with you.
You can't go with me to the convention? But just last night you said...
I know, I did, and I'm sorry.
It's all right. This is all happening so fast. You and little Jack can join me later. You both could travel with Bill to the Capitol.
No, Lucas. I can't do that. You are destined for this. Everyone sees it. But my whole life is here. This is where I want to raise my son. This is where I want to be.
Then I'm staying.
No, I couldn't ask you that. If you don't get on that train, we both know you'll regret it. You're bound for a bigger stage. And I think you know that in your heart. Besides, you're our only hope.
But we don't even know if I can win. It's more than that, isn't it?
I'm so sorry, Lucas. I can't bear the thought of hurting you. I really wanted to make this work. I did.
I know.
But no matter how hard I tried to convince myself,
Your heart isn't there. I think that buried deep down, I started to sense that something was missing. And I just hoped so much that I was wrong. And I was afraid to bring it up. But maybe these paths were meant to be.
I wish I could give you all of my heart. But I just can't. And you deserve to be with someone who can.
We both do. I wish you all the happiness in the world, Elizabeth.
Oh my god. What the? Okay, I am not letting these tears out. I felt it so deeply, like it was so impactful. It's like at the same time, I just like had a flashback to the first moment they met and their beautiful friendship and dating relationship and now I'm thinking like, you know, like would they like threaten or I mean the writers, the show, like would they threaten or they felt like, you know, I just feel like the show it's a wimp, like it's like they're weak, you know, like they're just not strong enough to move forward with Lucas and Elizabeth's story. Like I don't know what happened behind the scene, but I just felt like they just like gave up on Lucas and Elizabeth and maybe they were forced or who knows, maybe the haters of the show got to them and they're like, okay, maybe we should go back to Nathan. Or maybe they're just not confident in themselves and pursuing this marriage of Lucas and Elizabeth, not confident in their happiness, their love story, running out of storylines or something like that. It's just like it's really sad in the world of Hope Valley, but in reality, like it just messed up, like the way that it happened and the fact that they decided to change the path from Lucas to Nathan. I think Lucas felt it. I do believe that he felt like, you know, something was off. But I feel like at the same time, like, we didn't see that much, you know, in season 10. Like, I feel like we see a lot of Elizabeth, you know, her journey of like, oh my goodness, like, do I still have feeling for Nathan, you know? We didn't see much of Lucas' perspective, you know? So at the same time, it was just like, you know, I feel like they're forcing it, you know? They're forcing Lucas to say, oh yeah, like, I thought, you know, there was something missing between the two of us, you know, just like, that's a little bit forced to me. Because we saw more of Elizabeth's side than Lucas' side. He was so happy with Elizabeth and little Jack and... Oh my god, I don't want my tears to fall out. I should be cursing at the show, but I'm not. It's just, oh my god. I thought this scene was in episode 12. But I was right, though. I did spoil myself. I saw a picture of Lucas and Elizabeth at the train station, and somebody said, you know, Elizabeth didn't go. But I didn't know it was episode 11. Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking of the video that I made of Lucas and Elizabeth's story. That didn't age well. But to me, I know some of us like think like, okay, maybe we still have a chance in season 11, but I'm sorry, but by this scene, I'm like, we have no hope in season 11. Oh my gosh. I feel I'm ranting on and on randomly, random topic, but Oh my god. Like, he was so happy Elizabeth was going with him. And then she's just like, she ruined it for him, you know? And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that this doesn't, like, decrease his confidence in himself, you know, to run for the election. Now he doesn't have his greatest support, who is Elizabeth by his side, you know. Hopefully it doesn't downgrade his confidence and strength to go through this election. It's tough, like you're dealing with an engagement breakup, right, while running for the governor election. I mean, that's mentally, emotionally tough to go through. Also, when Elizabeth said Lucas was meant to be on a bigger stage, I think that's crap. I felt like, you know, they just throw that in, you know, just forcing Lucas out of Hope Valley. He loves Hope Valley, and we know it, and he loves the people in Hope Valley, and he really didn't want to leave Hope Valley, but because of his love for the town, he is willing to do this and save Hope Valley and the other towns from Balfour. Yeah, and then he also said, you know, I think he said, like, these paths were meant to happen and stuff. Of course, Lucas, you know, it destined to do great things. Like, everyone destined to do great things for the greater good. It's just the way that the writers are forcing it in the scene, like, you know, kicking Lucas out for good. That's how I felt, and I'm just like, really? Like, true love, you make sacrifices. Like, Lucas honestly loves Hope Valley, and he's willing to stay in Hope Valley and be with Elizabeth and little Jack. And they're forcing him out by putting him in this election, like, out of nowhere, and yeah, not good. Now, like, heck yeah, I'm hoping that he does win, because, you know, in a way, like, he can focus on himself and focus on saving Hope Valley and the towns and winning the election, you know. If Elizabeth said it's over between her and Lucas, yeah, heck yeah. Like, Lucas, go win that election. Like, screw Elizabeth. Oh my god. I should have, like, filmed my reaction while watching this scene, but my jaw was, like, open, and I was like, I was just like, so messed up. Oh my god. And him being the perfect gentleman and being the great guy he is, he still want Elizabeth to be happy, and I'm like, I wouldn't even say that right away. I'll be like, see ya, bye. But he was so understanding, so patient. He was so strong to hear those words coming from her mouth, and yeah, it takes a lot of strength to be in that position and to go through that, you know, and yeah, it is not good for Lucas, and Elizabeth, I wish she said Nathan, you know. I feel like she didn't tell him everything, but the night guy that Lucas is, he's like, yep, got it, you know, I get what you mean, I know who it is, like, goodbye. You know. Yeah, now I feel like Elizabeth gonna freaking talk to Nathan in episode 12. Oh my gosh. Again, I don't hate Nathan. I just don't like how this happened. And, like, for those who, like, were Team Nathan, I know some of you guys, like, jumped to Team Lucas and whatnot. Like, I wonder how you guys feel. Like, you know, isn't this messed up? Like, this is torture. Yeah, I just wish they picked Nathan in the first place. Yeah, this is so wrong, and, honestly, like, I'm being honest, I'm hoping that season 11 is the last one, and I'm hoping that the viewership will go down dramatically. I don't have cable anymore, so I'm not even like watching the show on TV anymore. I have been buying episode 9 and 10. I have 9 and 10. I bought it on Amazon Prime because I don't have cable anymore. But now I question if I should if I should buy season 11 or probably get it on in illegal website so I don't have to pay for it. Because now I have season 9 and 10 for good, unfortunately. I wish I get my money back on season 10. But yeah, for anyone who never watched the show, I highly recommend to watch from season 1 to 9. Stop at the end of season 9. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but yeah, I just want to show you guys how I feel. And yeah, once again, for like the millionth time, this sucks. But guys, Teacup question of the episode, do you think Lucas will win the election? Yeah. That's the Teacup question of the episode. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. Yeah, this is my honesty. I know I said some bad words and, freak out in this review. That's my honesty, and I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling this way. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, and thank you for sticking around if you're still here. Now I understand more how many of the fans felt when they watched episode 11, and I totally understand more how some of us already stopped watching the Teacup Trail because it's just torture rewatching these episodes. Am I gonna watch season 10 ever again? No. Never. I'm gonna find all those lucabeth video on YouTube and pretend that season 10 never happened. That's how I feel. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, so episode 12, and I'm gonna say my goodbye speech in the last review video, and be done with the show, I think. The door is like half open on season 11. I think that could change after I watch episode 12. But right now it's just, yeah, I definitely need a break from this show. Yeah, I just feel like if I do season 11, I feel like I'm like being a traitor to Lucas and Team Lucas, you know what I mean? That's how I feel, honestly. But at the same time, for myself, like mentally, like I don't want to see it. I just don't want to see it. Like Jack should be the only Mountie that Elizabeth ever dated and married. There's that. Yeah, again, thank you for listening in, and thank you for your support, and for those who still here, thank you. I know it's torture, especially if you already watch it. I'm feeling torture now. I think I'm gonna go right to episode 12 right now, get the filming done, and edit episode 11 and 12 and have it up for you guys, and yeah, we should be done within hopefully the first week of January. Thank you again for your support. I will see you very soon. On to episode 12. Yeah, much love to you guys. Bye.